So welcome everybody, and I wanted to speak today a little bit about relationships or being relational. And of course this is such a vast, big subject, and so I want to just touch on it a little bit today. There's so much we could speak about regarding that, but being relational means everything, really, right? Everything we are doing in the world is being relational. And then there's this more specific part of being in a relationship, which, a while ago I have started doing these programs titled Relationship or Relationships, a Path to Freedom, because being relational, being in a relationship gives us a unique opportunity to experience a certain part of our conditioning that otherwise remains invisible. I'm sure everybody knows what I'm talking about, right? Because, so often we say, I was fine, I was okay, everything was okay when I was alone, right? And then when I'm suddenly connecting with this other person, now suddenly nothing is okay, right? And so, it's so easy to do this projection and to see, oh, it's the other. And the other, what is the other? The other is just, patterns, tendencies, desires, as we are, right? Same as we are. Of course, they bring their own energy into it and their own patterns and their own, everything. But there's also a part of our conditioning that arises when we are connected with the other that is not visible otherwise. And so often we say, I was fine, when I was alone, I was fine, which only really means that, that part of our conditioning was not visible. So in that way, relationships provide an amazing opportunity, right? An amazing opportunity for freedom, for really seeing, first of all, seeing what arises and then being present to that. So, the areas of challenge that happen in relating, because when things go well, great, beautiful, right? But eventually, sooner or later, we find these areas of challenge. And I would say challenge means, unresolved past, right? The areas of challenge that happen relationally, that happen in your experience, that happen in the other experience, that happened in the connection, in the shared, fields, shared experience. If there are challenges in that, this signals unresolved past. And again, what an amazing opportunity, right? What an amazing opportunity to become present to it and inquire. And so what often happens relationally is in the beginning, when we become relational, and it doesn't have to be just a close romantic, relating. It can be friends, it can be work, it can be other things. That in the beginning we have this more expanded, loving view, this is the in-love phase with everything, right? With anything. There's hormones, there's chemicals in the body, there's changes in the brain, there's just this more open state in which we so much more likely are to be okay with everything, which, remember, okayness, true okayness is our natural state, right? But we are so much more likely to be okay with everything. And then eventually, though, that wears off and we come back more into our own conditioning. And that's usually when the challenge starts. And so often I see, couples or people or relationships get stuck in that phase, get stuck in that place where, challenges are there, areas of challenge. And, as I often speak about patterns or vasanas, they arise, they interact, then they subside, you know, it looks like they are gone, but then they arise again. And so often I see people get stuck in that phase, right? Because, you know, it doesn't seem like there is a way to come out of it. And you see, unconsciously we feel drawn to situations that are similar to our past, right? Past always gravitates towards past. So we'll feel drawn to people, drawn to situations that in some way, of course, not in everything, but resembles our past. And there's also that unconscious belief. This is pattern belief. You know, these are patterns. In patterns, there's the belief that the past can be resolved out there. It can be completed in some way. It can be finished, you know. And that's why we get stuck in that, right? In trying to resolve it out there, right? Or trying to resolve it there. Rather than realizing, you know, that we have to, through inquiry, you know, through the willingness to be present to what is, we have to come to be here, right? And from that place, we can have a much more clear discrimination, much more clear yes and no, you know, in relating, much more clear knowing, you know, of what is here, what is true, what's going on, you know, which way to go.